By 2028, you won't own your car anymore. You'll rent it from Tesla, Ford, or BMW by the mile, and your vehicle will literally shut down if you stop paying your monthly subscription. This isn't science fiction. It's already happening in boardrooms across Detroit and Silicon Valley right now. Here's what nobody's telling you. The shift to electric vehicles isn't just about saving the planet, it's about fundamentally changing how you access transportation forever. While everyone debates charging infrastructure and battery ranges, automakers are quietly implementing software locks that will make traditional car ownership as obsolete as flip phones. Think I'm exaggerating? Mercedes already charges $1,200 per year to unlock faster acceleration in cars you've purchased outright. BMW wants $18 monthly to activate heated seats in vehicles sitting in your driveway. Tesla can remotely disable supercharging or reduce your car's range with a software update. But here's the real kicker. These aren't bugs in the system. They're features designed to transition you from car owner to car subscriber without you even realizing it's happening. Today I'm going to show you exactly how software-defined vehicles, usage-based insurance, and locked EV batteries are creating the perfect storm to kill car ownership. We'll examine the economic forces pushing this change, the timeline for when it hits mainstream, and most importantly, what this means for your wallet and your freedom to travel. The evidence is hiding in plain sight. Let's decode what's really happening. Right now, your car is basically a computer with wheels, and that computer is getting smarter every day. Modern vehicles contain over 100 million lines of code, more than a Boeing 787 or the space shuttle. But here's what makes this different. Unlike those systems, your car is constantly connected to the internet, receiving updates and sending data back to manufacturers. Tesla pioneered this model, but now, every major automaker is following suit. Ford's latest F-150 Lightning can receive over-the-air updates that change everything from horsepower output to available features. General Motors plans to make software and services a $25 billion annual revenue stream by 2030. That's not selling more cars, that's selling ongoing access to cars. Think of it like your smartphone. You buy the hardware once, but you pay monthly for service, apps, and premium features. Automakers have realized they can apply the same model to vehicles. Why sell you a car once when they can sell you mobility services forever? The technology is already mature. Every new electric vehicle comes with built-in cellular connectivity, GPS tracking, and remote disable capabilities. Insurance companies like Progressive and State Farm are offering pay-per-mile programs that monitor your driving habits in real time. These aren't pilot programs anymore, they're scaling rapidly. But here's where it gets interesting. The companies aren't positioning this as taking away ownership. They're marketing it as mobility as a service or transportation solutions. Mercedes offers EQS as a service where you pay monthly for access to their luxury sedan. Volvo launched Care by Volvo subscriptions that include insurance, maintenance, and even car replacement. The psychological shift is already happening. Younger consumers increasingly view car ownership like gym memberships, something you pay for when you need it rather than a major purchase you make once. Urban dwellers are embracing car-sharing services like Zipcar and Car2Go. What appears to be consumer choice is actually a carefully orchestrated transition. The infrastructure, technology, and consumer psychology are all aligned. The only question is how fast it accelerates. But here's what the tech media isn't telling you. This transition isn't being driven by consumer demand. It's being forced by a perfect storm of economic pressures that make subscription models inevitable for automakers. First, electric vehicle batteries are incredibly expensive, often representing 30 to 40% of a car's total cost. But here's the hidden factor. These batteries are also the most valuable component for recycling and energy storage. Automakers have realized they can lease you the battery while retaining ownership of this valuable asset. When your car reaches end of life, they reclaim batteries worth thousands of dollars for grid storage systems. Nissan pioneered this with battery leasing in Europe, charging monthly fees while keeping ownership of the power cells. Tesla's new 4680 batteries are designed with software locks that can remotely limit charging speed, range, and even completely disable the vehicle. This isn't about theft protection, it's about subscription enforcement. The second hidden force is insurance industry transformation. Traditional auto insurance is based on risk pools and annual premiums. But when insurance companies can monitor your exact driving behavior, location, and vehicle performance in real time, they can price coverage by the mile or even by the trip. Progressive's Snapshot program already collects this data from over 25 million vehicles. Here's where it gets really clever. Usage-based insurance integrates perfectly with vehicle subscriptions. Your monthly payment includes insurance that automatically adjusts based on how much you drive. Stop paying, and both your coverage and your car access disappear simultaneously. The third factor is regulatory pressure. Governments want to reduce urban congestion and emissions, so they're incentivizing shared mobility over individual ownership. Cities like London and Paris are implementing zones where only subscription or shared vehicles can access certain areas. But the real game changer is data. Every mile you drive, every route you take, every stop you make generates valuable information. Automakers aren't just selling transportation anymore, they're harvesting mobility data worth billions to retailers, real estate companies, and advertisers. Car ownership generates one-time revenue. Car subscriptions generate perpetual data and recurring payments. The economics are irresistible. Here's exactly how this will unfold. By 2026, every major automaker will offer subscription-only vehicle models. These won't replace traditional sales immediately, but they'll be positioned as premium, all-inclusive options with better features and lower upfront costs. The tipping point comes in 2027 when insurance companies begin offering significant discounts for subscription vehicles, making traditional ownership financially uncompetitive. Why? Because subscription vehicles have better safety monitoring, theft protection, and maintenance tracking. Insurance risk drops, so premiums follow. Urban areas will transition first. Cities like San Francisco, New York, and London will see 40% of new vehicle access shift to subscriptions by 2028. The economics simply work better in dense areas where parking is expensive and public transit is available for backup. Rural areas will resist longer, but even there, the math will eventually favor subscriptions. When your subscription includes insurance, maintenance, roadside assistance, and automatic upgrades to newer vehicles, the total cost of ownership often beats traditional purchasing, especially for vehicles driven less than 15,000 miles annually. The automotive finance industry will be the first casualty. Traditional auto loans and leases become irrelevant when you're paying monthly for access rather than financing a purchase. Banks that haven't pivoted to mobility services will lose a massive revenue stream. The second wave of disruption hits auto dealerships. Why maintain expensive lots and inventory when customers are subscribing to digital catalogs? Tesla's direct sales model becomes the template for everyone. Dealerships either transform into service centers or disappear. Used car markets will be the final holdout, but even those face pressure as subscription fleets flood the secondary market with well-maintained data-rich vehicles at competitive prices. By 2030, I predict that over 60% of urban vehicle access in developed countries will be subscription-based. Traditional ownership won't disappear, but it will become a niche market for enthusiasts and specific use cases, similar to how physical media persists despite streaming dominance. The transition will be gradual enough that most people won't realize they've lost the option to own until it's already gone. So here's what this means for you. Start thinking about mobility differently now, because the choice between owning and subscribing won't last forever. If you live in an urban area and drive less than 200 miles per week, subscriptions will probably save you money within 3 years. If you're in rural areas or drive extensively for work, traditional ownership might remain viable longer, but prepare for higher insurance costs and fewer financing options. The real question isn't whether this transition will happen, but whether you'll adapt to it proactively or have it forced on you when traditional options disappear. For businesses, this represents both a threat and an opportunity. Companies that rely on fleet ownership need to start budgeting for subscription models. But industries like logistics and delivery could benefit from more flexible, data-rich mobility solutions. Most importantly, consider what this means for your personal freedom and privacy. When your car is a service, your mobility data becomes someone else's asset. What do you think? Are you ready to give up car ownership for the convenience of subscriptions? Or do you see ways to resist this transition? Let me know in the comments below. And if this prediction surprised you, wait until you see what we uncover about the future of home ownership in our next video.